What is up, you guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with Dallas Stewart on the speakerphone. Dallas, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yep. Last week in week 1, I went 8-8, and Dallas went 9-7. So pretty good week for you, Dallas, because you won the split, and so-so. But we know week 1 is the hardest week to pick.
Yep.
Yep. But now we are on to week number 2 for the 2023 NFL season. Week 2 of the 2022 NFL season. Let me just grab the pencil really quick so I get ready to draw the circles and the S's and D's for if we split on anything. Obviously for our names for the games that we split on. But yeah. Other than that, man, so let's just get into it. First, we want to just start out with our game. Let's just get it done with, First off, we're going to do our game in the 10 a.m. start time. We got the Seattle Seahawks going to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. The Lions got that big win on the kickoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs, only by 1 point. Granted, the Chiefs did not have Travis Kelce or Chris Jones, which Chris Jones just got his one-year deal. Jared Goff, and man, the rookies were shining in that game. Jahmyr Gibbs and the guy who I forgot the name of the rookie was that pick 6, Patrick Mahomes, in that game.
Yeah, I forgot his name too.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the Seahawks, lots of issues that we have to fix, especially on the defense. Just an unexcusable performance that I'm still pissed off at,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Just a pathetic performance. I felt embarrassed as a fan.
Yeah, same here, man. Just been very embarrassed to talk about this one as a fan. But I'll tell you what, though. All I know is that, we just gotta if we want to win this game, we're gonna have to freaking go in this game very pissed off, and we gotta freaking blitz and put the pressure on Goff. That's what I'm challenging my team. Can we get some freaking pressure and sack the freaking quarterback? I know we looked pretty good for the most part stopping the run, but we gotta get pressure on the opposing quarterback. That's been my pet peeve for years now. My biggest issue is pass rush. We gotta get a consistent, good pass rush on the trenches, because in football, it all starts up front, and we gotta get pressure on the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Matthew Stafford had all day to throw.
Yeah, and if we let Jared Goff have all day to throw, it'll be over for us. Unfortunately for us,
it'll be another long afternoon.
Yeah, and like I said, just because if we do, and unfortunately I'm not feeling so high on us, so I'm gonna go Detroit in this game. But knock on wood and hope that we are wrong on this one. But I'm just leaning toward the Lions until I see the Seahawks defense show up and get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks and start hitting them and forcing turnovers. Then it's gonna be a long year.
Yeah.
Who are you going, Dallas?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Detroit as well. I just can't pick the Seahawks after that performance.
Yeah, I mean...
I have no confidence in them right now. I know it was just one game, but they're really going to have to look a lot better and show me something this week.
Knock on wood.
For me to start picking them again.
Yep, but man, I'll tell you what though, man, it's like, this is why we never overlook the Rams. I never take the LA Rams lightly, because we always know Sean McVay has given us problems. The Rams are a team, like I said, you and me as fans, we've never taken the Rams lightly.
No.
No. I know Brendan Nelson took the Rams lightly, saying all that stuff too, but me and you, we just weren't. We weren't taking them lightly. We knew Sean McVay is still trouble, and he's been a thorn in our side ever since he got here. Even Jeff Fisher back in the days when we were competing, and they were absolute dog crap, and when we were still competing, they still gave us trouble,
Yeah, even when they were horrible.
Yeah, and now it's still the same thing even with Sean McVay, except they're still a little better. I mean, Aaron Donald, when we lost Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, I knew it was over for the offense, and we just signed Jason Peters today because Charles Cross is week to week the obvious Hall of Famer who pretty much had his Hall of Fame years with the Philadelphia Eagles, spent a year with the Dallas Cowboys, and now he joins us because of this unfortunate situation. He's up there in age, but, it's like, let's see what he has a little bit left in the tank, but to me, I feel like he should have just been retired. He should have retired,
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, knock on wood, hope that we're wrong, and just, just because we pick against our team, that doesn't mean we want them to lose. We just, we're just not feeling confident, but they need to show us something.
Not after a performance like that. You couldn't have started the season off any worse.
Yeah. All right, let's jump back to Thursday night. We got the Minnesota Vikings going to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Vikings dropped their first game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles were in a battle with the New England Patriots on Tom Brady Day, but managed to pull it off 25-20. Jalen Carter had 9 pressures and a sack in that game. It just makes me even more pissed off that we didn't even pick him, you know?
Yep.
Imagine how big of a difference it would have made to have Jalen Carter in our game if we would have picked him instead of a corner, you know? But the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion, they're still the best team in the NFC by far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious.
No doubt. Until somebody beats them.
Until somebody beats them, of course. I mean, granted, this was obviously they were in the Super Bowl last year for a reason, and then I know they were in a little bit of a battle with the Patriots, barely squeaked it out because that receiver was out of bounds, and ended up winning 25-20. Meanwhile, the Vikings
started off really good, and then let the Patriots get back in it.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings looked iffy in their game against Tampa Bay for sure, man.
Yeah.
Baker.
That was a shocker, I think, Tampa Bay beating Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that was a major shocker by far and away. But, you know something? I got the Vikings starting the season 0-2. Give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, give me Philadelphia to start off 2-0 and drop the Vikings to 0-2. Yeah, hopefully this is a good primetime game in week 2. I know these two played last year on Monday Night Football, and the Eagles kind of really dominated them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man, for
hopefully
sure.
It's a better game this year.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Ravens definitely stood up to the lock of the week, and the Bengals got absolutely crapped on by the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. And that Browns defense.
A no-show and laid an egg in Cleveland.
Yeah, just like they laid that egg to Mitchell Trubisky and the Steelers last year in week 1.
Except they ended up going to overtime.
Yeah, this time they just didn't even show up against the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns just freaking steamrolled them. They're going to have to be going really pissed into this game. How was Joe Burrow looking? I mean, how rusty did Joe Burrow look coming off of the injury that he had during the...
Yeah, he looked off.
Yeah.
He threw for like 81 yards.
Yeah. But, you know, it's like Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they looked like they were just wrong. But let's be real, the Ravens were playing Houston. They were close for a little bit, but ultimately pulled away like we knew they would. Man. But... I know the Ravens, they kind of got a good defense too. The Bengals, I feel like the Bengals are going to be going into this game very pissed. Like we should be going into our game against Detroit very pissed. I'm going to go ahead, though. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to bounce back and get a win against the Ravens. I'm taking Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a rematch of the wild card game last year, except Tyler Huntley started that game and nearly pulled off the upset. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Cincinnati to bounce back and get to 0-2 and avoid an 0-2 start for the second year in a row, because last year they started off 0-2 and rattled off like 8 in a row. So I wouldn't panic yet if I was a Bengals fan.
Yeah, kind of like us with our team. I mean, we kind of should, especially with the way our defense was looking. There's lots of cause for concern, you know.
Oh yeah.
All right. Up next, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Houston to take on the Texans. Anthony Richardson didn't look bad. He didn't look bad. Granted, he was playing a tough Jacksonville Jaguars team. They were hanging in there with them, but you know, Jacksonville was just too much for them, and they ended up losing that game 31-21. Meanwhile, the Texans, like I said, they freaking close for a little bit, but the Ravens were too much for them as well. And the Texans, I still got them to finish last in the AFC South. Them with the Colts.
I still think the Texans finished last in the AFC South, and then the Colts probably second to last.
Yeah, the Colts look better than the Texans. Let's be real. From what I was looking at it, with the way they were kind of hanging with Jacksonville until they were able to pull away, Anthony Richardson, he looks ready out there, and he looks like the better rookie quarterback last week. He looked better, and you know what? Just because of that, I'm going to pick the Colts to get their first win of the season. Anthony Richardson gets his first win as the Colts starting quarterback. Give me Indianapolis.
Yeah, give me Indianapolis to get to 1-1. I would say this was the toilet bowl of week 2.
Oh, absolutely, man.
This is a terrible matchup. Didn't they tie in week 1 last year?
Yeah, I think they did.
I think that game was in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a terrible matchup.
Oh, yeah. Up next, we got the Chicago Bears going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The Bears got shredded by Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, while the Buccaneers pulled off that win against the Minnesota Vikings. Well, Chicago, I hate to say it to you, but looks like the Packers still own you.
Yep.
The Packers still own the Chicago Bears. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, surprised with Baker Mayfield hitting that touchdown to Mike Evans, and still just, they showed some fight against the Minnesota Vikings, who I think will most likely finish, who knows, depending on how the Packers are going to look the rest of the year. We'll see, I mean, granted, I think Detroit's the best team in the NFC North, which is going to be a challenge for us, but we'll see, But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who knows, they might probably, I mean, it's a race. The only NFC South team that's 0-1 is Carolina because of the game they dropped to Atlanta. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Chicago Bears, I'm gonna take Bears. Sorry, Bears, you're starting 0-2. Give me Tampa. Give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, give me the Bucs to start off a surprising 2-0 with Baker Mayfield. Wow. We'll see if they can continue it the rest of the year. But, yeah, I did not like what I saw from the Bears last week. We totally whiffed on that one.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Jordan Love looked pretty good.
Jordan Love looked good, yeah. He got it going, and
Maybe the Packers won't be god-awful.
Maybe they won't be, and maybe they got another solution with the quarterbacks, kind of like, and it might continue, just like the whole Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love adds the name to the fiasco. Man.
Yeah.
Packers have a lot of luck with the quarterbacks. All right. Up next, we got the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Chiefs lost by 1 point to the Detroit Lions in the kickoff game, and the Jaguars won by 10 against the Indianapolis Colts. Divisional rematch of last year where they hurt Mahomes and Chad Henne drove it downfield for that touchdown, which was a difference maker, but the turnovers were definitely the big difference maker in that playoff game. And Kansas City, they didn't have frickin' Travis Kelce. They should have Kelce back. They got Chris Jones back because they got that 1 year deal done with Chris Jones. So Chris Jones is there to stay. So that will be the difference maker right there. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, though, they look primed to have a big year. Calvin Ridley caught his first touchdown from Trevor Lawrence in that game, the first one for the season for Jacksonville. He's looking like a prime target, and the Jags, I think they're going to be primed for a big run in the AFC South. But, they're taking on Kansas City, and the Chiefs are going to be very pissed dropping a 1 point game to Detroit. So I got to lean toward the defending champs to get their first win of the year. So I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win.
Yeah, give me the Kansas City Chiefs to bounce back and get to 1-1. They're going to be dead. They don't want to go start off 0-2.
No.
That's not a good look for a defending Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, especially since the Raiders and the Raiders are ahead of them since they beat the Broncos. So the Raiders are first in the AFC West right now because they're the only AFC West team to win since the Chargers dropped that game to Miami by 2 points, and then the freaking Broncos losing to the Raiders and the Chiefs losing to the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give the props to Detroit though. I mean, obviously they're a team on the rise though too. So, all right. Up next, we got the Green Bay Packers going to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. I guess the Bears have a new owner, Jordan Love. Jordan Love impressed in his freaking debut as the Packers starter against the Chicago Bears. Granted, the Packers defense also forced some big time turnovers too. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson impressed for the Falcons too, as they freaking took care of their business against Carolina 24-10.
Yeah, Tyler Algier, 2 touchdowns on the ground.
And Bijan had a nice little catch on that dump off, shook some tackles and took it in for the first touchdown other than Tyler Algier's too. And the Falcons forced some turnovers on Bryce Young. They made life miserable for Bryce Young, but I'll tell you what, the Packers, man, to drop the 38 points on the Chicago Bears in Jordan Love's debut game, I like the way that they were looking at that. And for that, I'm going to take Green Bay to start out 2-0. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, this is a tricky one, but I'm going to go with Green Bay as well. I liked what I saw last week.
Yep. All right, up next we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. The Raiders won in Denver 17-16 against the Denver Broncos. Oddly enough, the Broncos lose back-to-back week ones 17-16 because of when we beat them in our home opener on Monday Night Football last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raiders got a big 17-16 win with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, forced some turnovers, and then freaking Jacoby Myers was the star of that game because he had the only 2 touchdowns for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Buffalo Bills, man, freaking dropped that game. Back-to-back years losing to the New York Jets. Back-to-back years losing to Zach Wilson because they injured Aaron Rodgers on the 4th play of the game. Leonard Floyd with that sack. Ruptured the Achilles. Aaron Rodgers gone for the year. I know Josh Allen was pretty pissed in the post-game conference after throwing 3 interceptions, and of course they lost the fumble, so they turned the ball over 4 times and then lost it on a punt return in overtime after going 3 and out. So Zach Wilson never got on the field because the special teams won the game for them. Bills are going to be going to this game super pissed. I think they're going to hand the Raiders their first loss of the year. Give me the Buffalo Bills to bounce back.
Yeah, give me the Bills to bounce back and take it out on the Raiders. Not a good game from Josh Allen last night.
Yeah, definitely not at all. All right, up next we got the Los Angeles Chargers going to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. The Titans in our split. That game could have gone either way. That was a good game between the Titans and the Saints, but the Saints ended up winning 16-15. Meanwhile, the Chargers, Justin Herbert and Tua had a shootout in SoFi Stadium. The Dolphins lost there last year, and the Dolphins now avenged that loss, winning 36-34 over the Los Angeles Chargers. That game was pretty crazy, man. Justin Herbert having a rushing touchdown in that game, too. And then freaking, man, what else could we say about that game? Just crazy shootout. Tyreek Hill went off in that game for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that might have been one of the better games of Week 1.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill just went off in that game. He was the star. If he got the game ball for that game, he deserved it, man. But I'm gonna take the Chargers to bounce back and put the Titans at 0-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers too. They gotta be pissed. They lost a heartbreaker in Week 1, so yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right. Up next, we got the San Francisco 49ers going down south to L.A. to take on the Rams. 49ers just absolutely dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers, kind of like the Rams did to us. So, I mean, who was that one receiver that was from the Huskies that went off on us for the Rams?
Puka Nacua. And then he transferred to, what was it, BYU?
Yeah, Puka Nacua went off and freaking just...
Tutu Atwell.
Freaking... Tyler Higbee, we just had no freaking answer, and Sean McVay still been a thorn on our side, and the 49ers just went off, took care of their business, pistol whipping the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to say this, Niners are going to be 2-0, and the Rams are going to be in for a letdown. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the 49ers. This is going to be a bigger test for the Rams.
And I think they're going to get knocked back to earth today. On that game.
Yeah, the 49ers looked really good on all sides of the ball last week, so yeah, they're still a legitimate Super Bowl contender, the 49ers.
Yeah, but the best team in the NFC, let's be real, it's still Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the NFC Championship game again.
What, Philly and San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, up next, we got the New York Giants going to the desert where they won Super Bowl 42 to take on the Joshua Dobbs and the tanking Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals lost 25-20 to the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, the New York Giants got absolutely obliterated and pistol whipped by the Dallas Cowboys at home on Sunday Night Football. That was one of my earliest check marks. So I was watching the game. I saw the last touchdown once it got above 30, and I just put the check mark in, turned the TV off, and went to bed.
Yeah, that was a massacre. Giants suffered.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got absolutely exposed
I
by.
think the final of the Washington Arizona game was 20-16.
2016, close on that one. I think you might be right on that one. 20-16, the Cardinals
in
looked
the toilet
absolutely.
bowl of Week 1.
Yeah, and now I think we got another toilet bowl. This could be another toilet bowl too, but I'm still not. Probably not.
I don't think the Giants are going to be terrible this year.
Yeah, we'll see, though. They looked absolutely terrible.
See.
They definitely got absolutely exposed by that Dallas defense.
They look like the worst team in Week 1.
Yeah, they got exposed. Micah Parsons went off. Dallas has a really good defense. They went off on the freaking Giants, forced all those turnovers, shut down Saquon Barkley, shut down the other receivers, shut down Darren Waller, and freaking they just went absolutely off on the Giants, dropping that 40-0 shutout on them. But I'm going to take the New York Giants to bounce back and knock the Cardinals to 0-2. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, give me the Giants. They've got to be licking their chops.
And
that was an embarrassing performance in prime time.
Yeah, and Isaiah Simmons is going to be wanting to get major revenge on the Cardinals.
There's no way I can see it. If they lose this game, then they have some serious problems this year.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the New York Jets going to Jerry World to take on the Dallas Cowboys, who just annihilated the Giants. Cowboys are going to get the New York City sweep. Let's be real. Cowboys are going to get the New York City sweep. And the Jets, obviously, they were fortunate to get that win. Zach Wilson hitting Garrett Wilson for that
It came at a price, though.
It came at a price, though. At the price, I mean, let's be real. All the media, everybody was overhyping the New York Jets because they got Aaron Rodgers. They go, oh, they're going to freaking go off. They're going to make a run. They could be they're Super Bowl contenders. But people forgot. It's the Jets. They're cursed. And what happened on the fourth play of the game? Rodgers got sacked and blew the Achilles. They pretty much beat the Bills at the cost of Aaron Rodgers' Achilles.
Yeah.
That's why I said I could see this. And I gotta mention something to one of my mods, Chosen One. When I was doing my stream at the freaking airport, when I was walking around with my buddy Adam that one day, he was saying Aaron Rodgers could pull a Tom Brady. He said Aaron Rodgers could pull a Tom Brady. I hate to say it, Chosen One, on that one. No offense, because you cool and all, but I'm gonna tell you this. I told you this before. Aaron Rodgers ain't Tom Brady. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers ain't Tom Brady. He was never going to pull what Tom Brady did with Tampa Bay in his first year. And he went down on the fourth freaking play of the game. Tore the Achilles, out for the year, man. I had a feeling, that's why I said I could see it going. I could see it implode. I think this was much worse. Granted, I know the Jets got the win, though. But to me, this might be way worse than what happened in 08 with Brett Favre. Favre at least made it through the whole season, but they ended up freaking collapsing near the end. Favre made it through the whole season. Rodgers can't even make it through one game.
Yeah, I can't imagine being the pain of a Jets fan.
Jets just end the suffering. It continued. The curse continues.
Yeah, they're just so snake bitten.
Yeah, I mean
all that hype going into the offseason.
Just to blow out the Achilles, $70 million paid to Aaron Rodgers just to blow the Achilles on the fourth play of the game.
Lazard comes over. They get Dalvin Cook. They're on Hard Knocks, and just to go out the window like that.
Yeah. Pretty much pissed it away on the fourth play of the game. Now, like I said, I know they won the game against Buffalo. Defense kept them in it. They got the defense, though, but the main important piece is the quarterback. And what sucks about it is now I don't get to see that freaking Patrick Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers game I wanted to see in Week 4. The night before I go.
The country doesn't get to see it, which is a shame.
Yeah, the country doesn't get to see it because that would have been a much more better matchup than Patrick Mahomes versus Zach Wilson. Or who else they might try to bring off the streets. Maybe Matt Ryan. Maybe maybe make a trade with the Colts for Gardner Minshew. I was listening to Dan Patrick earlier. There's no way Tom Brady's going to come out of retirement after he freaking had a ceremony in New England back on Sunday.
And plus, did you see Tom Brady at the end of last year?
Yeah. Did anybody see Tom Brady at the end of last year? Exactly.
He can't play anymore.
He can't. Exactly. Dallas Cowboys, lock of the week.
Yeah, I hate to do this, but Dallas Cowboys lock of the week. The Jets could probably have a top 5 pick. We'll probably have a top 5 pick now.
Well, the defense.
Who knows? Who knows if this is it for Rodgers?
Well, I will say this though about the
Jets.
Jets.
Might be it for Rodgers.
I will say this about the Jets though with their defense. They're definitely better than the Denver Broncos though. I'll give them that. I could see them beating Denver when they play Denver though.
Yeah, now that game lost a lot of the hype.
Yeah, now that Aaron Rodgers is gone.
After the Sean Payton comments regarding Nathaniel Hackett, that game lost a lot of the hype.
Yeah.
And that Sunday night game lost a lot of hype.
Yep. Are they now back to JETS just end the season, or more so still on JETS just end the suffering as it continues?
We'll see. Maybe their defense can keep them in games, but it's going to depend on how well Zach Wilson can play.
Dallas is gonna Dallas is going to run all over him. Dallas is going to freaking just bomb it on him. That defense is going to... Zach Wilson's going to get eaten up alive by Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys lock of the week. All right, up next we got the Washington Commanders going to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. The Commanders beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Broncos choked again, losing by the same score that they lost to in Week 1 last year to the Seahawks, 17-16, but this time to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders still own them. 7 straight games that the Raiders have beaten the Denver Broncos. 7 straight. The Raiders are the Broncos' daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, but they're taking on this Washington Commanders team. Sam Howell at quarterback. Granted, we knew they were going to win that first toilet bowl against the Arizona Cardinals. We'll see how Russell Wilson looks in this.
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle for them. It was definitely a struggle. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Denver Broncos to hand the Commanders their first loss of the year. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, give me the Broncos to bounce back. That was a loss similar to a lot they had last year. It was a game they probably should have won. And, Lutz misses a key extra point. He misses a 55-yard field goal. And they just didn't get it done.
No, they didn't.
But, yeah, I'm going to go with Denver because I just think they're better than Washington.
By far and away, man. By far and away. Up next, Sunday Night Football, we got the Miami Dolphins going to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. The Patriots, close battle, give them props. Belichick is still... I respect Bill Belichick. They fought in there with Philly, but couldn't quite get it done. Lost 25-20 to Philly. Meanwhile, the Dolphins in a crazy shootout. Tua and Tyreek Hill just went off in that game. Ended up winning that game by squeaking it out by 2 points. I'll tell you what. Now with the Aaron Rodgers injury, and depending on what goes on with the Bills, I think I may have Miami winning the AFC East for the first time since 2008.
Yeah, I think Miami has a legitimate shot at winning the East.
Yeah, I gotta give.
If Tua can stay healthy,
If Tua stays healthy,
that's the big question.
Yeah, if Tua stays healthy, I think the Dolphins can legitimately win the AFC East. Give me the Dolphins to beat the Patriots on Sunday Night Football again. I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, give me Miami to start off 2-0.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to the coach that came over from San Francisco. What's his name again? The coach of the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel. I gotta give credit to Mike McDaniel where it's due. He's good. He's great.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think the Patriots could be in for a bad year.
Yeah. All right. Now we got the first of a Monday Night Football doubleheader. We got the New Orleans Saints coming off of that 1-point win to the Titans, going to Carolina, coming off of that 14-point loss to the Atlanta Falcons. Bryce Young, he showed his moments, but he threw 2 interceptions and he wasn't really that impressive as a rookie quarterback. I mean, could he possibly get it going? Saints are a better team on the defense. Give me the New Orleans Saints over the Panthers this time. I'm leaning towards New Orleans in that defense. Derek Carr and freaking Cam Jordan on the defense, and freaking let's see how they can go with Michael Thomas, who was the star of that Saints game. I saw a little bit of the highlights, but because they were the field goals, but saw the Saints ultimately won by 1 point, giving you the edge on the split. But who was the star of that game?
Probably the Saints defense.
Yeah. I'm going New Orleans this time around.
Yeah, give me New Orleans to start off 2-0.
Yeah. Whew, up next, we got the Monday Night Football game number 2. Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh Steelers. Browns took care of their business against the freaking Cincinnati Bengals in the Battle of Ohio number 1. Meanwhile, the Steelers just got absolutely dominated by the San Francisco 49ers, losing 30-7. That's why I said I was leaning towards San Francisco. I knew they were better than the Pittsburgh Steelers by far and away. Better offense, better defense, and it showed. But you know something with Cleveland getting it, if Deshaun Watson gets into that rhythm, with him and Nick Chubb and that offense, Donovan, enemy of the people's Jones, and that defense with Myles Garrett, they just phone home. They just get on a roll. And for that, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. Give me the Browns.
Yeah, give me the Browns to start off 2-0. I really liked what I saw last week from them. That was an impressive win against Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, but by far and away. I'm not going to sleep on the Steelers and J.J. Watt. T.J. Watt. That's right. J.J. retired after last year. T.J. Watt. If he can get it going, let's see where this Pittsburgh team can go. I know they lost Deontay Johnson to an injury last week, too.
Did they?
I think they lost Deontay Johnson. I think they still got George Pickens for Kenny Pickett to throw to, but whew, man, I kind of like Cleveland more on this one, and we don't have a split this week.
No.
So, yeah, there you have it. We got the Eagles over the Vikings, Bengals over the Ravens. Unfortunately, Lions over the Seahawks. Knock on wood. That doesn't mean we want us to lose, but pray to the football gods that they let our defense wake up and freaking get some freaking pressure and put some sacks on Jared Goff. So knock on wood. Yeah, just hoping for the best on that one. Colts over the Texans. Buccaneers over the Bears. Chiefs over the Jaguars. Packers over the Falcons. Bills over Raiders. Chargers over Titans. 49ers over the Rams. Giants over the Cardinals. Cowboys lock of the week over the Jets. The Jets are done. No offense, chosen one, but I told you so. Broncos over Commanders. Dolphins over Patriots. Saints over Panthers. Browns over Steelers. And those are our week 2 picks. Drop your picks down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and Dallas and I will catch y'all in the next one. Dallas? Yep.
We will.
All right. Catch y'all Sunday for the post-game recap of Seahawks versus Lions. Hopefully the Seahawks can bounce back and get a win, get it going, and let's see from there. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.